Graduates, friends and family of the graduates, and psychological sciences faculty and staff, welcome to the 2021 Department of Psychological Sciences graduation ceremony. My name is Josh Burke. I am the chair of the Department of Psychological Sciences. Graduates, I'm sure that this has been a challenging year. I imagine that this time has come with some uncertainty and anxiety for many of you. You have persevered, and I hope will come out stronger and more prepared for future challenges after these experiences. Even with these challenges, this remains a time to celebrate your accomplishments, and you've accomplished a lot in your time here. As psychological sciences majors, you have developed vast expertise in a discipline that intersects with numerous other fields. At its core, psychology is the study of behavior. Of course, this is a complex area of study, requiring numerous approaches from understanding changes across the lifespan to an almost limitless number of environmental influences to studying stable characteristics while also trying to understand how neural and physiological factors affect behavior. And that is certainly by no means an exhaustive list of the perspectives employed by psychological scientists. At the same time, it is important to consider how our findings can be applied to and serve society, perhaps now more than ever. Graduates, at an introductory level, you've developed a foundational understanding of numerous areas of psychology and then built upon this knowledge by taking at least 4 additional courses in different areas of psychology and at least 2 upper division elective courses. Thus, you've developed breadth and depth in your knowledge about psychology. Along the way, you developed an understanding about a variety of research methodologies, both general to psychology and at an upper division level, more specific to a particular area of psychology, along with appropriate statistical procedures for analyzing data. In fact, one of the most important aspects of your time here is that you've got hands-on training in methodology and statistics. Each of you has completed at least 2 research projects in your classes, and many of you have done much more. In addition, many of you have conducted research with a faculty member outside of the classroom as part of that faculty member's laboratory. This year alone, our majors completed approximately 200 credit hours of research with psychology faculty. Graduates, many of you have been co-authors on conference presentations or manuscripts and presented your research at local and national conferences. So it's clear you're a remarkably talented group of people. You should feel good about all that you've accomplished while also taking time to appreciate those who have supported you throughout your time at William & Mary. Graduates, please be sure to take a moment to thank family and friends who have supported you. I also want to tell you a little bit about our department, and being William & Mary, of course, I need to start with a little history. In the 1943-44 catalog, psychology was first listed as its own department, offering 12 classes from 5 faculty members. Our master's program began in 1953, and for nearly 30 years we were part of a Virginia Consortium doctoral program in clinical psychology. We have now grown to a department that now serves approximately 400 majors and 40 minors, graduating around 150 students each year. We have approximately 30 faculty with 21 tenure or tenure-eligible faculty, and we're grateful for the contributions of several full-time lecturers and adjunct faculty who teach in their specialty area. At this time, I'm going to let a few of those faculty members share some words of wisdom with you.
Hello, class of 2021. Congratulations, you made it to the end through all the boring lectures, all the exciting lectures, and everything in between. Just wanted to have a special recognition and thank you to all the students who worked in my lab over the years. I couldn't have done it without you, and I hope you learned a lot, and I'll take those skills with you to the next stage of your careers. Also, thank you if you participated in one of my studies. So you will remember it as sitting in a room, having a bunch of electrodes on your head, feeling very uncomfortable but looking really good with the electrode cap. So graduation is one of my favorite days and one of the reasons why I love my job, seeing all of you so happy and seeing your family so proud. This is the day that I get to go around and tell all of your family how amazing you are and how much you've come through and how excited I am for what you're up to next. So instead of being able to tell each of the families individually, I'll just say as a whole, congratulations. I'm proud of you. Your kids are amazing. And to all of the graduates out there, good luck, make us proud, do great things, and just remember the little people. When you're rich and famous, make sure you come back and see us.
Hey, class of 2021, Pam Hunt here. Just wanted to say congratulations. What an accomplishment you've all made to get through and graduate from the college in this year. This year certainly has been a challenge, and it's not something that you signed up for when you decided to come to William and Mary 4 years ago, or however long it's been since you've been here. But life happens, and we all get through challenges if we work together. And that's a really big thing. And hopefully, I have learned a lot of big lessons this year, and maybe you have too. And you want to take those lessons forward. It's important for me to realize that we can work together, and we can get through anything that comes our way. And it's really important, especially in challenging times, to be kind to each other, to be accepting and tolerant. And anyway, that's just something that has really come to the surface for me today and during this year. So anyway, I don't want to dwell on the negative. This is a very exciting day for all of you, and I wish you all of the best. And for those of you who have had me in a class, keep in touch. Let me know what's going on. I'm sure that you will be very successful. I hope that you'll be happy. I hope that you will just enjoy life to its fullest. And I would love to hear about all of the things that you're doing in your life. So again, I can't say it enough. Congratulations. You are wonderful people. You're going to make a big impact on other people's lives. And I certainly will remember you, and I'll miss you. So congratulations, and have just a wonderful, wonderful life.
Psychology graduates, you have done such a tremendous job this year. Your faculty, your friends, your family are so impressed with how you've carried yourself this year. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, it's Professor X here. Well, first of all, a huge congratulations to all of you on your graduation and commencement. You should all be so proud of everything that you have achieved. Now, we all know this past year has not been an easy one. There were so many challenges, difficulties, unusual and unexpected situations that rose up. The fact that you are all able to rise up to these challenges and come out on top is such a tremendously amazing achievement. So really, you should all be so, so proud of yourselves. I do hope that as you look back on this past year, that eventually you'll come to look at it with fond memories of maybe new and different things that you have discovered about yourself. And maybe, the fact that you can think back on this as a sign of your own resiliency and strength, of the fact that you are capable of adapting and thriving even in these super challenging situations. And that, no matter what life throws at you from this point on, you're going to be able to overcome it because you have that strength, you have the capabilities to do so. And I hope that wherever you go next, that, I wish you all the best. And I do hope that, your time at Will and Mary in general, and also in our department, the psychological sciences, that you have had a really, really great time here, and that you have made fond and cherished memories at your time during your time at Will and Mary, with your friends, your TAs, your professors, studying at SWEM, hanging out in the ISC, and all the fun stuff in between, right? And wherever you may go now, I really hope that you go higher, further, and faster. And again, congratulations to all of you. And I hope today is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day that you get to celebrate with your friends and family. Congratulations again. Bye.
I also want to take a moment to recognize our wonderful department staff who truly keep things running behind the scenes. They are a professional and compassionate group who help students and faculty, especially me, with questions or issues on a daily basis. I want to extend a big thank you to Lynette Bolden and Destiny Elliott for all they do to support our faculty and students. Graduates, I have focused my remarks largely on what you've accomplished here, but I want to close with an eye toward the future. I want to take a moment to highlight 3 ways in which I hope you will use what you've learned in psychology to further your career and life, because of course, what we study applies to daily life. First, consider the knowledge that you gained. You have learned about well-studied areas, such as using reinforcement or punishment to influence behavior. You've gained insight into the answers for many important questions. What influences our emotional state? What are the factors that affect the development of stereotypes? How do we learn and remember information? How do we behave in social groups? How do genetic and environmental factors influence children's development? As you are going through each psychology class, you gain the knowledge, hopefully for the sake of learning, although quite possibly and understandably, you are focused on an exam. Well, we're not going to test you anymore. This is a time to reflect on some of the ideas that you learned with the experience of around 4 years of studying psychology and consider how you can apply this information to your career and life. Second, conducting research leads you to ask why something happened and not just accept the answer in the book. Why did these two studies find different results? Is it statistical chance or some important methodological difference that you need to think about and test further? Asking why something happens causes you to probe deeper, leading to new insights. I hope that you will continue to ask why after you leave William & Mary. Finally, you've developed an ability to tackle complex questions because, after all, studying human and animal behavior is a significant challenge. You've learned to apply scientific rigor, developing a hypothesis, designing a research project to test that hypothesis, collecting data, and importantly, knowing how to analyze those data. Relatedly, you've learned to describe your findings to an audience, whether it be to your classmates and professor or to other experts in the field at a conference. The ability to study complex problems, digest information, and explain that information to others, I hope, will serve you well in whatever career path you choose. Moreover, these skills are necessary if you are to solve some of the problems facing society, issues that I am sure interest you and all of us. In closing, take time to appreciate your accomplishments at William & Mary, but I also hope you will take time to reflect on how, in the future, you will use all that you have learned at college. We now turn towards recognizing students graduating from our Master's in Science program. This year, we have 7 students who will be graduating with a Master's in Science degree. This cohort of students arrived on campus in late August of 2019. Since then, in a mere 20 months, they have completed 2 major research projects, including a first-year project and a thesis project. For their research projects, they have engaged the primary research literature, designed the research project, collected data, analyzed that data, and wrote up their results. As if that weren't enough, they have also prepared manuscripts and book chapters for publication and presented their research findings to the entire Department of Psychological Sciences as well as at national and international conferences. Their research spans many aspects of psychological sciences, including social, personality, developmental, and cognitive neuroscience. Their research is cutting edge and they are just at the start of their careers. I truly believe that some of our graduates today will emerge as top leaders in the field of psychological sciences, as have many of our alumni who preceded them. Our graduate students are critical to our mission of excellence in undergraduate teaching and research. In addition to completing their own coursework and research, each of these graduate students has also been a teaching assistant for an undergraduate course. Furthermore, our graduate students routinely mentor undergraduate research assistants outside of the classroom and faculty members' labs by lending their expertise to undergraduate honors projects and graduate school applications. To demonstrate this point, our department was fortunate to have 2 of the 4 graduate students recognized by the Office of Graduate Studies with the S. Laurie Sanderson Award for their dedication and commitment to mentoring undergraduate students outside of the classroom. Congratulations to Luke Hirschenroder and Emma Waddell for receiving these awards. And thank you to all of our graduate students for your contributions both inside and outside of the classroom. Truly, without your efforts, we could not serve our undergraduate student population. Our program is meant to better prepare students to go on to a doctoral program. This year's cohort will be going on to programs at some of the top universities in the country, including Yale University, University of Connecticut, and George Washington University, and we have 1 student who will be attending Oxford. Some of our graduates will go on to other careers in academia, industry, and the nonprofit sector. On behalf of the faculty, please know that we wish you all the very best. Congratulations to all of you, and many thanks to you, to your family and your loved ones who supported you through this phase of your studies. Thank you for being a part of our William & Mary tribe. We look forward to celebrating your continued success. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing our outstanding Masters of Science class of 2021. Next, we'll have a short PowerPoint presentation listing the names of the graduates. I will now turn to giving out some department awards. Faculty nominate particular students who they believe are appropriate for the award, and then, during a faculty meeting, we discuss and vote on the recipient of the award. It is often a very difficult decision to give an award to only one student since so many are deserving, so on occasion we will award it to more than one. This first award is a newly named award, the Larry Ventus Award for Research Excellence in Psychological Sciences. Professor Ventus had an illustrious career as a clinical psychologist whose research focused on the psychology of humor with a particular interest in the therapeutic application of humor in systematic desensitization for the treatment of phobias. Professor Ventus also found that humor has been used in counter-therapeutic ways to help make people feel more comfortable with risk-taking behaviors. As an indication of the respect he received in his field, he was a member of the executive board of the International Society for Humor Studies for 6 years and a member of the board of directors of the Workshop Library on World Humor for 13 years. Professor Ventus also maintained an active research interest in the psychology of religion, and he was a co-author of a widely used text on the topic. Students have always been the core focus of Professor Ventus's career at William & Mary. Through his active research program, he was an important mentor to countless undergraduate students, graduate students in the psychology department's Masters of Arts and Masters of Science program, as well as to doctoral students in the Virginia Consortium doctoral program. This award is given for excellence in research, and we have 2 awardees this year. Our first awardee is Jada Copeland. Of Jada, one faculty member wrote, "Jada has worked in my lab for the last 3 years and was funded by the Charles Center and W.M. Shure for 3 summers. Jada has worked on 3 different projects as well as her honors project. She has presented research at 2 external conferences and 4 William & Mary conferences. Jada presented results as a first authored poster at the Conference for the Society of Personality and Social Psychology in Portland, Oregon 2 years ago. Attending this conference changed everything for Jada. She was a sociology major, but after talking about her work to others and attending talks, she immediately changed her major to psychology and started planning for an honors project. Jada's thesis was her own design. She collected data from 200 participants on MTurk using funding received from a Glauber Fellowship and defended her work in December. One of the most impressive things about Jada is her ability to learn quickly. She has developed into an independent researcher, growing tremendously in her ability to analyze data and to write. We are currently preparing her paper for submission to a social psychology journal. Jada was accepted to several PhD programs in social psychology and has accepted an offer to Tufts University. The second awardee is Sierra Walters. Of Sierra, one faculty member wrote, "For her honors thesis, Sierra had planned to build off of some of the work she had been doing as part of her independent study research she started last fall. For that project, she was part of a team of students who were involved in an evaluation of a program for elementary school-age children who have an incarcerated parent. Given the pandemic, we had to rethink her honors thesis. In April 2020, with collaborators at Oxford and other universities around the world, we launched a survey for parents to assess how they and their children were coping during the pandemic. Sierra has helped to analyze these data and prepare a manuscript for publication. Through this work, I've gotten to see that Sierra is an outstanding writer and she has a strong grasp of statistics. Furthermore, on a personal level, Sierra is a lovely woman. She is hardworking, easy to get along with, personable, and kind. Congratulations to Jada and Sierra for winning this award. Our next award is the Stanley B. Williams Prize for Outstanding Psychology Major. Stan Williams was the founding chair of the psychology department and served from 1948 to 1976. In 1982, a memorial fund was established in his honor by his friends and family. The stated purpose of the fund is to acknowledge a student who demonstrates particular strengths in both academic achievement and community engagement. It is always a difficult decision to make as so many students are deserving of this award. This year's awardee is Kate Weiss. Of Kate, one faculty member wrote, This past summer, she helped collect data for a time-sensitive project looking at visiting policies related to COVID-19. She took the lead on that and did an outstanding job. We are currently collecting data with school-age children and looking at their experiences related to COVID-19 in school. Beyond her research accomplishments, another faculty member wrote, "Kate Weiss is unlike any student I have encountered here at William & Mary. She possesses a unique and compelling combination of clarity and creativity while remaining unassuming. She is thoughtful and smart, witty and wise for her age." Congratulations to Kate Weiss for receiving the Stanley B. Williams Prize. Our next award is the Galano Award, the Joe Galano Award for Community Service and Engagement in Psychology. Today, we're happy to present the Joseph Galano Award for Community Service and Engagement in Psychology to one highly deserving student. I want to tell you a little bit about the person for whom the award is named. In 2010, Professor Galano retired from our department after more than 3 decades of teaching here. When he first arrived at William & Mary, there were no courses in community psychology or courses that focused on preventing negative outcomes at the individual, family, and community levels. He changed all of that, and in doing so, he left his mark on this college and on the many alumni who now spread the gospel, according to Joe. In addition to more traditional scholarly publications, Joe collaborated with many colleagues both inside and outside academia to produce manuals and evaluation reports that have been widely used to address critically important issues such as preventing child abuse and neglect and promoting positive outcomes. Our department acknowledges the importance of what Joseph Galano stands for by having an award for engaged scholarship. This year, the awardee is Alyssa Costello. Alyssa was inspired by her community psychology course and began volunteering at the Williamsburg House of Mercy, where she helps to distribute food, clothing, holiday gifts, and personal hygiene items to members of the community. Additionally, she has volunteered at the Lackey Free Clinic, which provides medical care for uninsured patients, as a scribe and pharmacy tech for the past 3.5 years, and she also volunteers at Dreamcatcher's Therapeutic Writing Center. Congratulations to Alyssa for winning the Galano Award. Next, we'll move to a PowerPoint presentation where the names of all the graduating seniors will be listed. Congratulations to the class of 2021. In closing, I wish all of you the best going forward. In the meantime, I think I speak for our faculty when I say that one of the joys of our jobs is hearing about your success. Please do keep in touch. Stay well and stay healthy.